Hi, my name's Karla Bowman from the Euclid Public Library. I'm the Adult Services Manager, and thanks for joining me today. I wanted to share 3 book recommendations. All the titles I'm going to talk to you about today are available through Hoopla. Hoopla is one of the library's e-media services that offers content through your library card. We have a variety of content through Hoopla, thousands and thousands of titles in ebooks, audiobooks, TV shows, movies, and has a very extensive music collection. You can go to Hoopla to see our collection by going to www.hoopladigital.com or going to the library's website, www.euclidlibrary.org. And one of the tabs there at the top is eMedia. When you click on that, you'll see all of our eMedia resources, and one of those is Hoopla. One of the reasons why I promote Hoopla so heavily is that all the material is available all of the time. There's never a waiting list. Anything that you see in our catalog is available. So the 3 titles that I wanted to share with you today are all available through Hoopla. And the first one is historical fiction novel. So that is called The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. And this is historical fiction set in both World War I time and 1947. In the 1947 storyline, there's a woman who's looking for her cousin who went missing during Nazi-occupied France. And she just disappeared. So she's looking for her. And she gets an older woman to help her who spent time in France as well. Her name is Eve Gardner. And her story is very interesting. It was really the more compelling storyline of the two. And it's about her being recruited to serve as a spy for the British during World War I. And so it's her time that she spends in France collecting intelligence to send back to the United Kingdom. The second book I have is a thriller. The title is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is a very popular bestseller from a couple of years ago, and was made into a movie recently. And it follows the main character, Anna Fox. She's a psychologist, and she's going through a really rough time right now in her personal life. And so she has stopped working, and she is really just staying in her home. She's developed agoraphobia. So she spends her time looking out the window, and she sees her neighbors and what happens on the street, and she kind of becomes obsessed with her neighbors. And as she's watching them one day, though, a crime is committed, and so she's not really sure if she saw what she thought she saw, but it becomes clear as the story progresses that Anna is in danger and that a crime did happen. So I would recommend that as a thriller. It was a very fast-paced story. It's all set in Anna's house, which was a really interesting setting for the story. And then the third book that I have to recommend is a graphic novel. The title is They Called Us Enemy by George Takei. And if you recognize that name, he was cast as Mr. Sulu in the original Star Trek series from way back when in the late 60s. So he is an actor and an author, and he's Japanese American. And so when he was 5 years old, he and his family were placed into an internment camp in the United States. And so this is the experience that he had in the internment camp and what he went through as a child. It is a graphic novel. You can see it has pen and ink drawings. And one of the reasons why I wanted to mention this is to highlight the extensive graphic novel collection that Hoopla has. You would just go in and it's one of your choices to search for graphic novels or comics. And there's a very big collection there, so I wanted to mention that. Again, all 3 of the titles that I talked to you about today are all available on Hoopla, and there's no waiting. You can just create an account with your library card and an email account, and you can get started checking material out. Thank you.